This is the signal.
The whisper in your dreams. The subtle tremor in your bones. The universe has begun to speak.
And if these signs have found you, it means your inner alchemy is ready to awaken.
It always begins with a strange
It always
feeling.
begins with a strange
Not
feeling.
dramatic,
Not
not loud,
Not
but persistent.
loud.
Like a
But
pull behind
persistent.
your heart.
Like a pull behind your
shimmer
heart,
in the
a
edges
shimmer
of
in the
your
edges
vision.
of your vision.
You wake up
at odd hours to
3,
3:33,
as if something beyond
4:44.
time is tapping your consciousness.
As if something beyond time
Birds
is
seem to
tapping your
gather in patterns
consciousness.
above you.
Birds
People
seem to
you've never
gather in
met
patterns above
speak
you.
truths
People
you
you've
thought
never
only
met
you knew.
speak truths
You
you
start
thought
seeing
only
symbols.
You start
serpents,
seeing symbols,
eyes, spirals,
serpents,
everywhere.
eyes,
Numbers repeat.
spirals,
Songs feel like
everywhere.
prophecies.
Numbers
a sense
repeat.
Of déjà vu clings to even
Songs
the most
feel like
mundane
prophecies.
moments.
A sense
These are
of
not
déjà vu
coincidences.
clings to
These
even
are
the most mundane
sings.
moments.
In the oldest
These are
Vedic
not
texts,
coincidences.
this is known
These
as
are
Agni Rekha,
signs.
the fire line.
In the oldest
It is said
Vedic
that those
texts,
who see the
this
patterns
is known
before
as
they
Agni
understand them
Rekha,
have already
the
stepped
fire
into the
line.
vibration of initiation.
It is said that those who
Ancient
see the
Egyptian
patterns before they
initiates
understand
called
them
this
have already
Sephek,
stepped into
the
the
moment when the
vibration
gods
of
begin to test
initiation.
the mind
Ancient
with
Egyptian
mirrored
initiates
reality.
called this Sephek,
And in
the
the
moment
Tibetan
when the
Bond
gods
tradition,
begin to
it is
test the
referred
mind
to
with
as
mirrored
Chu Len,
reality.
the
And in the
sacred
Tibetan
signals
Bond
that pierce
tradition,
illusion
it
to
is
prepare
referred
the
to
soul
as
for inner
Chu
transformation.
Len,
But
the
beware,
sacred signals that pierce
not everyone
illusion
who
to
sees the
prepare the
signs
soul
is ready
for
to
inner
act.
transformation.
Some ignore the
But
messages.
beware.
They laugh at the numbers.
Not everyone who
dismiss
sees
the chills as just the wind.
is ready to
These are the
act.
sleepers, still bound to the surface
Some
of things.
ignore
But
the
if you are still
messages.
watching
They
this,
laugh
you
at
are
the
not
numbers.
one of them. Because if
Dismiss the
universe has
chills
sent you
as
these
just the
signs,
wind.
it means
These
your
are the
energy field,
sleepers,
your sacred
still
pattern
bound to the
is already
surface of
shifting.
things.
You are no
But if you are
longer who
still
you
watching
were.
this,
And the moment you
you
realize
are
this is
not
not just a
one
phase
of
or
them.
fantasy.
Because
the
if
moment
the
you say,
universe has
"Yes,
sent you
I
these
feel that
signs,
something is
it means your
stirring,"
energy
is the
field,
moment
your
the alchemy
sacred
begins.
pattern is
Close
already
your eyes.
shifting. You
Breathe
are no
in
longer
deeply,
who you were.
not shallow,
And the moment you
not
realize
from the chest,
this is not just
but
a
from
phase
the deep belly,
or fantasy,
as if the breath
moment you
is
say,
touching your spine
yes,
from the inside.
I feel it.
Now,
Something
listen,
is stirring.
there is a subtle sound behind
is the moment
silence.
the alchemy
Not your
begins.
thoughts,
Close
not
your
the
eyes.
air. It's older than
Breathe
you.
in deeply.
It may feel
Not
like
shallow.
a soft ringing or a
Not
low hum.
from the
Some call it the
chest,
nada,
but from the deep
unstruck
belly.
sound.
As
Others
if the
feel
breath
it as a
is touching your
vibration
spine
behind the
from
ears.
the inside.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Now,
What matters is that you
listen.
can now
There's
feel
a
it.
subtle sound
That's
behind
the
the
tuning
silence.
fork of your soul,
Not your
beginning to
thoughts.
vibrate again.
Not the air.
And this is how the inner alchemy begins.
It's older than you.
Not with fire,
It may
not with
feel like
thunder,
a soft
but with a
ringing
breath
or a
and a
low
knowing.
hum.
that something is waking up inside of you. that
Some
has
call it
slept for
the
centuries.
nada.
You may feel a
The
pressure in your
unstruck
forehead,
sound.
or
Others
warmth
feel it
in
as
the
a
palms of
vibration
your
behind
hands.
the ears.
A sudden
It doesn't matter
emotion
what it
rising
is.
for no reason at all.
What matters is that you
These
can
are
now feel it.
confirmations.
That's
The body
tuning
is
fork of
remembering.
your soul.
The cells
beginning
are aligning.
to vibrate
The
again.
ancient codes
And
hidden
this
in
is
your
how
DNA
the inner alchemy
are being
begins.
activated by the very resonance
Not with
of this
fire,
moment. It only
not with
takes
thunder,
one real moment of presence
but
to
with a
begin the
breath
transformation.
and
One
a knowing
moment of deep
that
awareness.
something is
where
waking
you
up
stop
inside of
running
you that has
and
slept
start
for
listening.
centuries.
Now,
You
say
may feel a
quietly,
pressure in your
or in
forehead
your heart,
or warmth
I have
in the
received
palms
the
of your
signs.
hands.
I accept
a
the
sudden
path.
emotion
I
rising
am ready
for
for my
no
alchemy.
reason
You may
at
feel a
all.
wave,
These are
like a pulse
confirmations.
through your chest or
The body is
spine.
remembering.
That is the
The
energy
cells
responding.
are aligning.
It's subtle,
The ancient
but
codes hidden in
irreversible.
your DNA
This
are
is not
being
the end of a
activated by
video.
the very
This
resonance
is the beginning
this
of a
moment.
remembering.
It only
And
takes
if you
one
feel
real
even a
moment of
fraction
presence to
what is
begin the
stirring now,
transformation.
then know
One moment
you are
of
chosen
deep
to awaken.
awareness
Comment below with
where you stop
I have
running
activated. The
and
alchemy has
start
begun.
listening.
Not for
now.
me, not
Say
for the
quietly,
algorithm, but for the
or
collective
in
resonance,
your heart.
so that
I have
others may
received
feel
the
the pulse of
signs.
your awakening
I
and
accept
remember
the path.
their own.
I
The
am
signs
ready
were the call.
for my alchemy.
This moment is
you
your answer.
May feel
They said
a
the temples
wave,
were lost,
like a
buried
pulse
beneath
through your
sand
chest
and
or
time.
spine.
But they were wrong.
That
The
is
greatest
energy
temple
responding.
was never
It's
outside
subtle,
of you.
but
It has
irreversible.
always lived within.
This is
Have
not
you
the
ever
end of
walked
the
into
video.
a room and
This
felt a
is the
strange
beginning
presence,
of
like
a
something
remembering.
ancient was
And if you
watching,
feel even a
waiting,
fraction of what is
or
stirring
looked in the
now,
mirror and,
then know
for a brief second,
you were
didn't
chosen to
recognize your own
awaken.
reflection,
Comment
not
below
because you were unfamiliar,
with
but
I have
because something
activated.
deeper was staring back.
The alchemy
This
has
is
begun.
not madness. It is
Not
memory.
for me.
There is a
not
temple inside
for
you,
the
a place not
algorithm,
made of stone,
but for the
of
collective
energy
resonance,
and symbol and sacred
so that
geometry.
others may feel the
And you were
pulse of
never
your
taught to
awakening
find it,
and remember their
because
own.
those who
The
control the
signs
outer
or the
world
call.
fear those
This
who awaken
moment
the inner
is is your answer.
In ancient Egypt,
They said
the
temples
Temple
were
of
lost,
Dendera was said to be built in
buried
the exact
beneath
image of the
sand
inner
and
body,
time.
a mirror of divine proportions.
But they were
The
wrong.
halls,
The greatest
pillars,
temple was
the
never
chambers,
outside of
each
you.
one designed to reflect
It has
what
always
lives in your own
lived
sacred
within.
architecture.
Have you ever walked
And
into
in
a
India,
room and
the
felt
Sri
a
Yantra,
strange
carved into
presence?
stone and consciousness,
Like something
wasn't just a
ancient was
symbol,
watching,
it was a map.
waiting,
A map
or
to
looked
the
in the
inner
mirror
sanctum
and,
hidden
for a brief
in the
second,
human spine,
didn't recognize your
in the
own
crown,
reflection?
in the heart.
Not because you were
But the
unfamiliar,
West forgot,
but because something
or was made
deeper
to
was
forget.
staring back.
They replaced
This is
vibration
not
with
madness.
doctrine. They
It is
replaced
memory.
sacred sound
There is a
with
temple
silence.
inside you,
They
a
taught
place
you the
not
body
made of
is
stone,
just flesh,
but of
not
energy
the universe
and
folded into
symbol
form.
and sacred
But the mystics
geometry.
of Tibet knew.
And you were
They
never
called
taught
it
to find
the
it,
jewel
because
chamber,
those who control
where
the outer world
awakened
fear those who
initiate
awaken
hears
the inner
first
one.
sound of truth
in ancient
inside
Egypt,
the skull.
the temple of
Taoists
Dendora
whispered of the
was said to
golden
be built
cauldron,
in the
a
exact
space behind the
image
navel
of the
that
inner
brews
body,
the elixir
a
of
mirror
eternal
of
presence.
divine
And
proportions.
the hermetics?
The halls,
They sealed the
the
truth in
pillars,
paradox.
the chambers.
As above,
Each one
so
designed to
below.
reflect what
As
lives in
within,
your own
so
sacred
without.
architecture.
So
And
here
in
is what they
India,
never told
the
you.
Sri
When you
Yantra,
close your
carved
eyes
into
and go
stone
inward,
in
when you
consciousness,
breathe not to
wasn't
calm,
just a
but
symbol.
to awaken.
It was a
You
map.
enter the
A
sacred
map to the
temple,
inner sanctum
not
hidden in the human
metaphorically,
spine, in the crown,
energetically.
in the
Try
heart.
this now.
But the
Sit
West
upright.
forgot.
Gently close
Or
your
was
eyes.
made to forget.
Place the
They
tip of your
replaced
tongue
vibration
at the
with
roof
doctrine.
of your mouth,
They replaced
the
sacred
ancient
sound
inner
with
circuit
silence.
taught
They
in
taught you the
China's
body
Nei
is
Gong.
just flesh.
Now, draw in breath through your
Not
nose
the universe
and
folded
feel
into
it not
form.
just in
But
your
the
lungs,
mystics of
but
Tibet
deep in your
knew.
spine.
They called
As
it
you
the
exhale,
jewel chamber,
imagine
where the
that
awakened
breath
initiate
moving
hears
through a
the first
corridor,
sound of truth
a long
inside the
hallway,
skull. The
lit by
Taoists
torches,
whispered of the golden cauldron,
leading to a
a
great
space
chamber
behind the
behind
navel
your
that
heart.
brews the elixir
And
of
there,
eternal presence.
in the center, a
And the
single flame.
sealed
This
the truth
is your
in
temple.
paradox.
Stay there.
As
No
above,
thoughts,
so below,
no questions,
as within.
just presence.
So,
And now speak,
without...
aloud
So here's
or
what they
within.
never told you.
Reveal to me what
When
I've
you
forgotten.
close your eyes
You may
and
feel
go
emotion
when you
rise.
breathe.
You may feel nothing at all.
Not to
But if done
calm,
with full awareness,
to
even
awaken.
once you have entered the
You
inner sanctuary,
enter the sacred
this practice
temple,
is not visualization.
not
It
metaphorically,
is re-entry.
energetically.
You are not making it up.
Try this
You
now.
are remembering it.
Sit
The
upright.
moment you activate
Gently
this temple,
close your eyes.
your energy field
Place the tip of your
changes.
tongue at the roof
You
of
may
your
begin
mouth.
to feel things you
The
cannot
ancient inner
explain, a
circuit taught
tingling
in
in the
China
base of the
as
skull.
Nei Gong.
Subtle waves moving
Now,
up the spine.
draw in breath through your
Ancient
nose
symbols
and
appearing
feel
in
it
your
not
dreams.
just in your
These
lungs,
are echoes from the
but
temple,
deep in your
chambers
spine.
long sealed.
As
now
you
creaking
exhale,
open. But
imagine
take
that breath
caution.
moving through
If
a
you
corridor,
enter too
a
quickly,
long hallway,
if you demand to
lit
see
by
too
torches,
much,
leading to
you
a
may
great
trigger
chamber
the
behind
guardian,
your heart,
the voice of doubt,
and there,
the critic,
in the center,
the rational mind.
a single flame.
This is the test.
This
And
is
if you
your
pass not
temple.
by force, but by
Stay there.
surrender, you move
No
deeper
thoughts,
into the sanctum.
No questions.
Most never get past
Just
this point. They
presence.
stop the practice.
And
Dismiss
now,
the feeling. Go back
speak
to the
aloud
noise.
or
But
within.
you didn't stop. You're
Reveal to
still
me
here.
what I've forgotten.
And that alone means the temple has
You may
begun to
feel
light
emotion
itself
rise.
From within.
You may
will
feel
notice it in
nothing
dreams,
at all.
in
But if
silence,
done with full
in
awareness,
the way your breath changes.
even once,
Your body will
you
feel
have entered
sacred
the inner
again.
sanctuary.
You'll speak slower.
This practice
Walk
is not
softer.
visualization.
Touch life
It
with
is re-entry.
reverence.
You are
Because
not
once you've
making it
remembered
up.
that you are a living
You
temple,
are remembering it.
you can no
The
longer
moment you
treat yourself
activate
as a
this
machine.
temple, your
You
energy
become a
field
mystery again.
changes. You
Comment
may
below
begin to
with,
feel things
"I have
you
entered the temple."
cannot explain.
Let the others who are awakening
A
feel your
tingling
presence.
in the base of the
Your
skull.
confirmation is not just
Subtle
a word,
waves moving
it
up
is
the
a
spine.
ripple across the energy
Ancient
field.
symbols
A
appearing
vibration
in your
that
dreams.
lets other
These
souls
are echoes
know
from the temple.
you are not alone.
Chambers long
Because the real
sealed, now
temple
creaking open.
was never
but take
stone.
caution.
It was always you.
If you enter too
This
quickly,
is not ordinary energy.
if you
It is
demand
not
to
just
see too
adrenaline or
much,
nervousness.
you may trigger the
It is the
guardian,
ancient flame of transformation,
doubt,
and it sleeps,
the critic,
coiled like a
the
serpent,
rational mind.
beneath your spine.
This
There is a secret
is
that has
the
been
test.
feared,
And if you
hidden,
pass,
forbidden,
not
and
by force,
distorted across
but by
every
surrender,
culture. The Hindus
you move
call
deeper
it
into the
Kundalini,
sanctum.
the serpent
Most
fire.
never
The
get
Egyptians
past this
encoded
point.
it in the
They
image
stop
of the
the practice.
Uraeus, the sacred
Dismiss
cobra
the
on the
feeling.
crown of pharaohs.
Go back
In early
to the
Christianity,
noise. But you
it was
didn't
whispered
stop.
about as the tongue
You're
of
still
fire,
here.
the divine
And that alone
spirit
means the temple
descending upon
has
the
begun to
apostles.
light itself
In the
from
Andes,
within.
The
You will
shamans
notice
of
it
the
in
Quiro
dreams.
speak of it as Sami, the living
In
light energy
silence.
that rearranges
In the way
reality
your
when
breath
summoned with reverence.
changes.
But
Your
to feel
body
it,
will
truly
feel sacred
it is unlike
again.
anything else.
You'll speak slower.
You don't
Walk
try
softer.
to awaken it.
Touch
You
life
don't
with
command
reverence.
it.
Because Because once you've remembered that you are a living temple, you can no longer treat yourself as a machine. You become a mystery again.
A heat rose in my lower back. Not physical
I have
heat,
entered the
but
temple.
a living fire,
Let the others
humming,
who are awakening
expanding,
feel your presence.
curling upward.
Your confirmation
It
is
wasn't
not
pain,
just a
but
word.
It wasn't comfortable.
It is
was
a ripple
sacred,
across the energy
ancient,
field. A
like
vibration
a torch
that
being
lets other
lit
souls
inside
know
my bones. And then
you are not
images,
alone. Because the
sounds,
real temple
symbols I had never
was never
seen, but
stone.
knew intimately.
It was
My body
always
trembled,
you.
but not in
This
fear.
is
My
not
mind slowed
ordinary
down, and something
energy.
far older
It is not
stepped forward.
just adrenaline
This is the fire
or
beneath the
nervousness.
spine.
It is the
It has many
ancient
names,
flame of
but only one
transformation.
purpose:
And
to
it
awaken
sleeps,
what has been asleep.
coiled like a
Let's
serpent
do this together.
beneath your
Sit.
spine.
Relax
There
your
is a
shoulders.
secret that has been
Eyes
feared,
closed.
hidden,
Take 3
forbidden,
slow breaths.
and distorted
On the
across
inhale,
every culture.
silently repeat.
The Hindus call
Awaken.
it Kundalini.
On the exhale,
The serpent,
I am ready.
fire.
Now bring
the
your
Egyptians
awareness to the
encoded
base
it
of your
in the
spine,
image
the
of the
root.
uraeus,
Don't
the
try to
sacred
feel
cobra
anything
on the
specific.
crown of
Just be
pharaohs.
present.
In early
Listen.
Christianity,
Wait.
it was whispered
You may
about
feel
as the
tingling.
tongue of
A
fire.
pulse.
The
A
divine
movement,
spirit descending
like
upon
a
the
flicker of
apostles.
wind
In the
under your
Andes,
skin.
the shamans
Or
of the
maybe
Cuero speak of
nothing
it
at all.
as Sami,
And that's
the living
okay.
light energy that
This energy
rearranges
moves
reality
when
when
it's
summoned
safe.
with reverence.
When the soul,
but
not the
to
ego, calls
feel
for
it,
transformation. It
truly
may come in a dream.
feel it.
It may rise during
is
deep
unlike
meditation
anything
or during
else.
grief
You
or
don't
bliss
try to
or
awaken
surrender.
it.
But when it comes,
You don't
your
command
entire
it.
inner architecture
You create
will
the
shift.
right conditions.
Your emotions will become
and it
waves of
rises
power,
on its own.
not chains.
The first time I felt it,
Your thoughts
I thought
will become
I was
instruments,
dying. A heat
not prisons.
rose in my
Your
lower
body
back.
will feel like a vessel of
Not
light,
physical heat,
not just blood
but a
and
living
bone.
fire.
But be warned,
Humming,
if you force
expanding,
it, chase it,
curling
imitate it, it may
upward.
backfire.
It
Many
wasn't
modern
pain,
teachers push
but it wasn't
premature
comfortable.
activation. They sell
It
you
was
Kundalini workshops like
sacred.
gym memberships.
Ancient,
But they forget this fire is not
like
for
a torch
entertainment.
being lit inside
It is
my
sacred
bones.
technology. Mishandled,
And then
it can overload the
images,
nervous system,
sounds,
confuse the psyche, distort
symbols
the ego.
I had never seen.
That's why the ancients
knew
built entire
intimately.
lifetimes
My
around
body
preparing
trembled,
for it.
but not in fear.
In Tibet,
My
monks
mind
would
slowed
fast
down,
and chant
something
for
far
years
older
before
stepped
attempting
forward.
to awaken
This
it.
is the fire
In Egypt,
beneath the
initiates
spine.
would be taken into the
It has many
underground
names,
temples to be
but
tested
only
with
one
sound,
purpose:
silence,
to
darkness,
awaken what has been
and
asleep.
symbols.
Let's
In
do
India,
this together.
the guru would not
Sit.
even mention it until the
Relax your
student's
shoulders.
mind was humble
Eyes closed.
and the heart
Take
empty.
3
Because
slow
once
breaths.
the fire rises,
On the
you
inhale,
cannot go back.
silently repeat.
You will lose the ability
Awaken.
to lie to yourself.
On the exhale,
You will feel energy
I
when others
am
feel
ready.
numb.
Now
You will be guided
bring
by
your
synchronicity
awareness to the
instead of
base
logic.
of your
And
spine.
that, dear listener,
The root.
is
Don't
both a
try to
gift
feel anything
and a burden.
specific.
So
Just
ask yourself,
be present.
am I truly ready?
Listen.
If yes, if you
Wait.
feel that sacred fire
You
beginning
may
to flicker
feel
in your root,
tingling.
your
A
belly,
pulse.
your spine,
A
comment
movement.
below.
Like
The
a flicker
fire
of
is
wind under
rising
your
within you.
skin.
Let that declaration
Or
become your
maybe
signal.
nothing
Let
at
it
all.
ripple through the field.
And that's
Let
okay.
others feel your
This
ignition
energy
and remember their
moves
own.
when it's
This is
safe.
not a trend. This is
When
not
the
a game.
soul,
This is the energy
not
that built
the
pyramids,
ego,
inspired
calls
prophets,
for
birthed
transformation.
revelations.
It may come in a
And now,
dream.
It has chosen
It may
you
rise during
before the
deep
first
meditation,
word,
or
before
during
the first
grief,
thought, before
or
even
bliss,
light there was a sound,
or
a
surrender.
vibration that no instrument
But when
ever
it comes,
created.
your
This
entire
is the
inner
nada,
architecture
the unstruck
will shift.
sound.
Your
It's easy to be fooled by the noise
will
of this
become
world,
waves
the chatter of
power,
media,
not
the hum of
chains.
cities.
Your
the constant
thoughts will
stimulation of
become
input,
instruments,
opinions, distraction.
not prisons.
We think
Your
silence
body
is empty,
will feel like a
but
vessel
ask
of
any
light,
initiate,
not
and they'll
just
tell you,
blood and bone,
silence is
but
full,
be warned.
full of echoes,
If you force
full of
it,
signals,
chase it,
full of sound
imitate
that is
it.
not heard with the
It
ears.
may backfire.
In the ancient Upanishads,
Many modern
they
teachers
spoke of
push
Nada
premature
Brahma,
activation.
sound is God,
They sell you
but
Kundalini
not
workshops
sound as
like
you
gym
know it,
memberships,
not speech,
but they forget.
not music.
This
Nada
fire
is the sound
is
that
not
exists
for
even in
entertainment.
silence.
It is
It is the
sacred
sound that is always
technology,
present but ignored.
mishandled. It
The
can overload the
background tone
nervous
of the
system,
cosmos,
confuse the psyche,
the carrier
distort
wave
the
of
ego.
creation.
That's why
Tibetan
the ancients
monks
built
spent
entire
lifetimes training
lifetimes
their
around
awareness
preparing
to
for
perceive it.
In
The
Tibet,
Essenes, mystical
monks
desert
would
dwellers
fast and
would
chant for
fast and enter
years
caves to
before
hear its
attempting
hum.
to awaken
Even
it.
Pythagoras
In Egypt,
warned,
initiates
"Only
would
those
be
who can
taken
hear
into
the
the
music of
underground
the
temples
spheres
to be
will
tested with
understand
sound,
the geometry of the
silence,
soul."
darkness,
So let me ask you
and
something
symbols.
personal.
In India,
Have you ever sat
the
in
guru would
silence
not
so
even
deep
mention it until the
that it
student's
began to
mind was
vibrate?
humble and the
Not
heart
noise,
empty.
not your thoughts,
Because once
but
the
a
fire
soft,
rises,
subtle ringing.
you
a
cannot go
sound
back.
that seems to
You
come
will
from
lose the
nowhere.
ability to lie
And
to
yet,
yourself.
everywhere,
You will feel
that's the
energy
nada.
where others
It often
feel
begins
numb.
as a
You will
whisper
be
behind
guided
your
by
ears,
synchronicity
a tone in the
instead of
skull.
logic.
You might think
and that,
it's tinnitus,
dear
but
listener,
it's not mechanical.
is both a
It's
gift
spiritual
and a
frequency,
burden. So
a
ask
gateway.
yourself,
In that moment,
am I
your nervous
truly
system
ready?
is attuning
If yes,
to the original signal.
if you
The
feel
same
that sacred fire
vibration
beginning to
that
flicker
caused
in your root,
hydrogen to become
your belly,
stars.
your
The
spine,
same pulse that
comment
directed
below.
your cells to
The
form a
fire
heart
fire is rising within
the same
me.
wave that
Let
carries
that
dreams
declaration
across dimensions.
become your signal.
And
Let
yes,
it
you can
ripple
hear
through
it
the
now.
field.
Let's practice.
Let others
Sit
feel your
still,
ignition.
completely.
And remember, their
Eyes closed. Breathe in
This
slowly.
is not a
5
trend.
seconds. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7.
This is the energy
Now,
that built
draw your
pyramids,
attention to your
inspired
ears,
prophets,
not to external
birthed
sound,
revelations.
but to the space
And
behind
now,
your ears.
it has
Listen.
chosen you.
Don't try.
Before
Just
the first
wait.
word,
There may be
before
a
the
ring,
first
a
thought,
hum,
before
a
even
buzz.
light.
That is the doorway.
There was a sound,
Now,
a vibration
silently
that no
ask,
instrument
let
ever
me hear the
created.
sound that was
This
never struck.
is the nada,
If you feel goosebumps,
the unstruck
if your
sound.
breath softens,
It's easy
if
to be
time begins
fooled
to
by the
stretch
noise
even
of this
slightly,
world.
you are entering
The chatter
resonance.
of media,
Stay
the hum
there.
of cities,
The longer you
the
stay,
constant
the
stimulation
more the
of
body fades.
input,
Thought
opinions,
dissolves, and only vibration
distraction.
remains.
We think silence
This is the nada,
empty.
and it is
But
a teacher.
ask
Some
any
hear
initiate,
high tones, crystal,
and they'll
sharp.
tell you.
Others hear deep drones,
Silence
ancient,
is full,
grounded.
full
There
of
is no correct
echoes,
tone. The
full of
sound will
signals,
match your
full of
soul's
sound
current
that is not
pattern,
heard with the
and
ears.
it may change
In the ancient
day to
Upanishads,
day.
they
As
spoke
you
of
heal,
Nada Brahma.
evolve,
Sound
and remember,
is God,
so will the
but
sound.
not sound
And
as you
over
know it.
time,
Not
you'll
speech,
hear it even while walking,
not music.
even in conversation, even
Nada
in
is the
dreams.
sound that
It
exists
becomes
even
a
in
constant
silence.
presence,
It is the sound
like a
that is
guardian
always present
or a guide.
but ignored.
But be
The
warned,
background tone
this
of
sound
the
can
cosmos.
purify,
The
or
carrier
it can
wave of
destabilize.
creation.
If your
Tibetan
life is
monks
full of
spent
chaos,
lifetimes
stimulation,
training their
mental
awareness
loops,
to
it may
perceive
feel
the
overwhelming
essence.
at first.
Mystical
like a flood,
desert dwellers
like static,
would fast
like madness.
and enter caves.
That's why
to
the
hear its
ancients
hum.
insisted
Even
on discipline.
Pythagoras warned.
The inner temple must be
Only
prepared
those who can
before
hear the music
unstruck
of the
sound is
spheres
received
will understand
fully.
the geometry
Because
of the soul.
when nada moves through an ungrounded system, it doesn't
So let me
just
ask you something
heal,
personal.
it breaks illusions,
Have you ever sat in
shatters
silence
false
so
beliefs,
deep that it began
rearranges your
to
nervous
vibrate?
system?
Not
you may
noise,
feel vertigo. You may
not your
weep
thoughts,
without cause. You may become obsessed
but a
with
soft,
silence.
subtle
These are all symptoms
ringing,
of
a
attunement,
sound that seems to
and they
come
will
from
pass.
nowhere.
As your
And
energy
yet,
system reorganizes,
That's
to continue
the nada.
is to surrender.
It often
and to
begins
surrender
as a
is to
whisper
awaken.
behind your ears,
So if you have
a
heard
tone
it
in
even
the
faintly,
skull.
or if you feel
You
it
might
now,
think it's
declare
tonight's,
it.
but it's not
Comment
mechanical.
below. I hear the
It's a
sound of
spiritual
truth,
frequency,
because every person
a
who
gateway.
hears it
In that
adds
moment,
to the chorus,
your
and
nervous
every
system
chorus
is
awakens another
attuning
temple,
to the
another
original
fire,
signal,
another soul.
the same
Don't chase
vibration
it.
that
Don't
caused
force it.
hydrogen
Just
to
be
become
silent long enough
stars.
for the sound
The
to
same
find you.
pulse that
This is
directed
not
your cells to
imagination.
form
This
a
is not
heart, the same
hallucination.
wave that carries
This
dreams
is the
across
ancient eye
dimensions.
that sees
And
without
yes,
looking the portal between
you can
this
hear it
world
now.
and the hidden. The
Let's
eye in the center of your
practice.
forehead. You've
Sit
heard of it.
still.
Maybe you've tried to open
Completely.
it. Or perhaps you've
Eyes
dismissed
closed.
it as symbolic
Breathe
a
in
metaphor
slowly.
for awareness. But the
5
mystics were not
seconds.
speaking in riddles.
Hold for
The
3.
third eye, known in Egypt as the
Exhale
Eye of
for
Horus,
7.
in Hinduism
Now,
as the
draw
Ajna
your
chakra,
attention to your
in
ears.
esoteric Christianity
Not
as
to
the
external
single eye
sound,
is very
but to the
real.
space behind
And when
your
it
ears.
opens, reality does
Listen,
not look the
don't
same
try.
again. I still remember
wait.
my first glimpse.
There may be a
It
ring,
wasn't grand. There were no
hum,
lightning bolts or
a
angels.
buzz.
It began with
That
stillness.
is the
Then
doorway.
a flicker
now,
behind the forehead,
silently
and then a
ask.
dream. While
Let
fully
me hear
awake,
the sound that was never
symbols
struck.
flowing in front of me,
If
meaning
you feel
behind
good,
every
if your
shape,
breath
light glowing from
softens,
behind things
if time
I'd
begins
looked
to
at
stretch,
1,000 times.
even
It was like seeing the
slightly,
skeleton of truth
you are
beneath the
entering
skin of the world.
resonance.
This is what they meant
Stay
when they
there.
said,
The
"The
longer you
veil shall be
stay,
lifted."
the
Let's feel
more
it
the
now.
body fades.
Sit comfortably, close
Thought
your
dissolves,
eyes, with your index
and only
and middle
vibration
fingers
remains.
gently
This
tap
is
the
the
center
nade,
of your forehead
and it is a
between
teacher.
your eyebrows.
Some hear high
3
tones,
times. Now rest your awareness
crystal,
there,
sharp.
not your
Others
eyes.
hear deep drones.
Your awareness.
Ancient,
Breathe into that
grounded.
point. Inhale.
There is no correct
Feel the
tone.
breath spiral
The
from
sound
the base
will
of the
match your
spine to the
soul's
center of the
current
forehead.
pattern, and it may
Exhale,
change day
let
to
go.
day.
Now, repeat
As you heal,
silently. I
evolve,
am ready to see without
and remember,
fear. You may feel
so
warmth,
will the sound.
or a
And
subtle
over
pressure,
time,
a gentle
you'll hear
swirling
it even
sensation.
while walking.
That is the gateway awakening.
Even in conversation.
And here's the secret.
Even in dreams.
This eye was never closed.
It
It
becomes
was
a
distracted,
constant presence.
poisoned by
Like
fear,
a guardian,
dulled by stimulation,
guide,
buried
but
under
be
years of
warned.
disbelief.
This sound
But
can
it still
purify.
watches. It watches your
Or
dreams.
it can
It
destabilize.
sees your intentions.
If your life is full of
It
chaos,
knows when you lie to
stimulation,
yourself.
mental
The ancients
loops,
built entire
it may feel
traditions around its
overwhelming
power.
at first,
The Egyptian mystery
like a
schools
flood,
would initiate with the
like
eye
static,
of restoration.
like
a process
madness.
where the initiate
That's
would
why
be
the
buried in
ancients
darkness for
insisted
3
on
days
discipline.
until
The inner
vision
temple must be
began to
prepared
awaken.
before the
In
unstruck
India,
sound is
the
received
yogis would
fully,
chant the
because when
sacred
nada
seed
moves through an
syllable,
ungrounded
Om,
system,
said to
it
vibrate
doesn't
directly
just
with
heal.
the ajna for
It breaks
hours, until
illusions.
visions emerged. And
shatters
Americas,
false beliefs,
the shamans speak of
rearranges
seeing
your
with
nervous
the
system.
eagle's eye,
You
not
may
physically,
feel
but
vertigo.
energetically,
You
across
may weep
timelines,
without cause.
because when the third
may
eye
become
awakens,
obsessed with
time
silence.
bends. You begin to feel
These are
the
all
future.
symptoms of
You
attuning.
recall
And
memories
they
that were
will
not
pass.
yours. You
As your
perceive the
energy system
behind words,
to continue
the truth
is to
behind
surrender.
faces. But there is
And to
danger.
surrender
If
is to
opened
awaken.
prematurely,
So,
or for
if you have
vanity,
heard it,
or escape,
even
the
think
third eye becomes a
Or
trickster.
if you feel
It
now,
shows illusion,
declare it.
fantasies,
Comment
nightmares.
below.
It opens the
I
lower
hear
astral,
the
not
sound
the higher vision.
of truth.
That's why the
Because
heart
every
must be
person who
purified
hears it
first. Because
adds to the
without
chorus.
love, vision becomes
And every chorus
manipulation.
awakens another temple.
And without
Another
humility,
fire.
vision becomes delusion.
Another soul.
So do not chase vision.
Don't chase it.
Invite them.
Don't
with
force
reverence,
it. Just be
with
silent
stillness.
long enough for the
Let them
sound
come
to
when the
find
soul is
you.
aligned.
This is not
When it
imagination.
does, you will begin to
This is
receive
not
signs and
hallucination.
dreams.
This
You will hear
is the
guidance
ancient
before
eye
you
that
ask.
sees without looking.
You will just know
the portal
things
between this world
and be
the
right.
hidden.
And in that
The eye
moment,
in the center of
you
your
must
forehead.
remember,
You've heard
this
of it.
is not you being special.
Maybe you've
This is
tried
you
to open
returning
it,
to your
or
original
perhaps
design,
you've dismissed it
a
as
being of
symbolic.
light, with eyes
A
that see
metaphor
beyond
for
form.
awareness.
So
But
now,
the mystics
say
were
aloud,
not speaking
or in your heart,
riddles.
I allow the
third
sacred
eye,
vision to return.
known in Egypt as
And
the
if you
Eye
felt
of
something
Horus,
shift,
in Hinduism
a flutter,
as the
a knowing,
Ajan chakra,
share it.
in esoteric
Comment
Christianity
below.
as
The
the
mirror has
single
opened.
eye, is
I see
very
the truth
real.
within, because
And when it
one eye
opens,
opens,
reality does
the others
not
begin
look
to
the same
awaken.
again.
And together,
I still remember
we
my
will no
first
longer be
glimpse.
blind to the mystery
It
that
wasn't
surrounds
grand.
us.
There were no
It
lightning
is not
bolts or
just
angels.
air. It is the
It
sacred
began with
rhythm of
stillness.
spirit entering
Then
flesh, the hidden pulse that unlocks
A
every
flicker
portal
behind the
within
forehead,
you.
and
You've
then
been breathing your whole
a
life.
dream,
But the truth is,
fully awake.
most people have
Symbols
never
flowing
truly
in front of me,
breathed.
meaning
They
behind every
inhale to
shape,
survive,
light glowing from
not
behind
to
things I'd
awaken.
looked at 1,000
They
times.
exhale stress,
It was like
but
seeing
never
the
spirit.
skeleton of
Their
truth
breath is
beneath
shallow,
the skin of the
clipped,
world.
hurried
This is what
like
they
the
meant when they
forgotten
said,
echo of a song that
"The
was once
veil
meant
shall
to
be
summon
lifted."
stars. But
Let's
the
feel it
mystics
now.
knew. In
Sit
Tibet,
comfortably.
they taught Tuma the
Close
breath
your
of inner
eye.
fire,
With your
warming
index
the
and middle
body
fingers,
and unlocking
gently
bliss.
tap
In
center
Egypt,
of your forehead,
priests practiced
between
Sekhem
your
Sahu,
eyebrows,
sacred breathing
3
to align with the
times.
energy
Now
of the
rest
gods.
your awareness
In
there.
the Vedas, it was
Not your
pranayama, not
eyes.
just control of breath,
Your
but expansion
awareness.
of the life force
Breathe
behind it. And in each
into that
tradition,
point.
breath was never just
Inhale.
breath.
Feel
It was
the
a
breath
key,
spiral from the
a
base of the
vibration,
spine to the
a
center of the
command,
forehead.
a way to speak to the
Exhale.
unseen world,
Let
using
go.
the language
Now
of
repeat
rhythm.
silently.
Do you understand what this means?
I am ready to
the
see
breath is the bridge
without fear.
between body and soul.
You may feel warmth
between
or a
silence
subtle
and
pressure.
sound.
A
Between
gentle,
the physical
swirling
and the divine.
sensation.
The ancient texts
That is the
say,
gateway awakening.
when the breath becomes
and here's the
sacred,
secret.
the veil
This,
thins.
I was never
And
closed.
that veil between
It
you and your
was
deeper self
distracted.
is thinner now
Poisoned
than
by
ever
fear,
before.
dulled
Let's
by
cross it.
stimulation,
Do this with me now.
buried under
The
years
threefold
of
breath
disbelief.
activation.
But
An
it
ancient
still
pattern
watches.
passed through multiple
It
lineages.
watches your dreams. It
Inhale
sees your
slowly
intentions.
for 4 seconds through
It
the
knows
nose.
when you lie to
Feel the breath
yourself.
spiraling
The ancients
upward
built
from
entire
the base of
traditions
your
around
spine.
its power.
2.
The Egyptian
Hold
mystery
for
schools would
4
initiate with the
seconds.
Eye of Restoration,
Imagine
a
the
process
breath
where the
becoming a
initiate would be
glowing
buried
sphere
in
behind
darkness
your
for
forehead.
3 days.
3.
Until
Exhale
inner vision
slowly for 8
began
seconds
to
through
awaken.
slightly
In
parted
India,
lips.
the yogis
Let
would
the
chant the
energy pour
sacred
down
seed
the
syllable
spine like golden
OAM,
light.
said to vibrate
Repeat
directly
this
with the
3
ajna
times.
for hours.
Feel the rhythm.
Until
Feel
visions
the spiral.
emerged.
You're not
And
breathing
in the
air.
Americas,
You're
the
breathing
shamans
awareness.
speak a scene with the
Now
eagle's eye.
pause and
Not
notice
physically,
your mind
but
is
energetically,
quieter, your
across
heartbeat
timelines.
steadier, your inner
Because
space
when the third eye
more
awakens,
spacious.
time bends.
This is not
You
relaxation.
begin to feel
This
the
is
future.
entrance. You are now
recall
vibrating in a
memories that were
different
not
field.
yours.
The
You
breath has changed
perceive
your
the energy
frequency,
behind
and in doing
words,
so, opened
the
a gate.
truth
You might
behind
feel
faces.
lightheaded.
But
You might
there
feel tears.
is danger.
You might feel nothing
if
at all,
opened
but later,
prematurely,
in your
or for
dreams,
vanity,
symbols
or
will
escape.
arrive. Because
The
this
third
is
eye
the
becomes a
effect of
trickster.
sacred
It
breath.
shows illusion,
It calls what was
fantasies,
hidden. It wakes what was
nightmares.
sleeping. It is said that in the
It opens
temples
the lower
of Lemuria,
astral, not the
initiates
higher
would
vision.
chant
That's
into
why
the
the
breath,
heart must be purified
activating
first.
glyphs encoded in their
Because
DNA.
without love,
The words
vision
didn't
becomes
matter.
manipulation.
It was the vibration
And
that
without
carried the
humility,
intent. Try
vision
it now.
becomes delusion.
Take another breath.
So do
And
not
as you
chase
exhale,
visions.
hum softly.
Invite them
a single,
with
steady
reverence,
note.
with
Let it buzz in your
stillness.
chest.
Let
it
them
climb
come
into
when
your
the soul
skull.
is aligned.
That is the tuning fork.
When it does,
That is the cosmic
you will
alignment.
begin to receive
You may
signs
begin
and
to see colours
dreams.
behind your
you
eyes.
will hear guidance
You may
before
feel
you
a
ask.
spiraling at the crown.
You will just
These
know
are side
things.
effects of re-entry
and be
into
right.
your original
And in that
frequency.
moment,
But take
you
heed,
must remember,
if done mindlessly
this
or
is
rushed,
not you being
this breath
special.
can overload
This is
your
you
system.
returning
It
to
may
your
cause
original
headaches,
design.
anxiety,
A being
even
of
emotional
light,
release.
with eyes that
This is
see
the body
beyond
clearing
form.
interference,
So now,
like static
say
leaving the
aloud,
signal, and that's a
or
good thing.
in your heart,
It means the breath
I allow
is doing
the
its
sacred
work.
vision to
So now,
return. And if
anchor
you've
it.
felt something,
Speak this aloud,
a shift,
or silently.
a flutter,
With each breath,
a knowing.
I return to my sacred
Share
rhythm.
it. Comment
Let your
below.
breath become your daily ritual.
The mirror has
not as
opened.
effort, but as
I
remembrance.
see the truth.
Because when
within.
the breath becomes
Because
holy,
when one
you
eye
become
opens,
the portal. Comment
the
below.
others begin
I
to
breathe with
awaken.
intention. I
And
have opened the
together,
gate.
we will
And
no
know,
longer be
each
blind
breath you
to
take
the
in
mystery
presence
that surrounds
adds
us.
another thread to the web of awakening. Each sacred inhale becomes a torch, lighting the path for those still lost in the dark. You were given a name at birth, but before that, before language, before identity, your soul had a sound, a pure vibration, and it is calling you back. We live in a world of words, labels, definitions. You are this, they are that. You have a name, but is it truly yours? Because long before you were spoken into form by your parents, you were sung into existence by the universe. And that song, that vibration, still echoes through your being. In ancient Sumeria, it was called the Shem, a tonal signature given only to the gods. In Egypt, initiates would chant their Ren, or true name, in sacred tones during rites of transfiguration. And in India, the sages taught that each soul has a Bai mantra, a seed sound that contains the blueprint of their essence. What if you could remember yours? What if, hidden beneath the noise of your daily mind, there's a vibration unique to you, waiting to be reawakened? I felt Mina once. It wasn't a word. It wasn't even a clear sound. It was more like a pulse, a resonance that made my spine ring like a tuning fork. Tears came, not from sadness, but from recognition. This is me, I thought. Not my story, not my personality, but me, as energy, as frequency. You don't need to search for your sound. It's already inside you. You just need to listen. Let's begin. Place both hands over your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply into your chest, long, slow, and full. Now, hum. A simple, steady tone, no melody, no language. Let the sound vibrate inside your chest. Do it again. And again. Change the pitch slightly higher, lower, until something clicks. Until one of those tones makes your skin ripple, your throat open, your eyes soften. That's the doorway. Stay there. Hum it again. And listen. That is your resonant name. It may not be a word. It may not be recognizable. But it is real. And when you hum it, chant it, sing it, you call yourself back. This is what the ancients meant when they said, "Speak your true name, and the gates shall open." Because energy recognizes energy. The universe hears your frequency and responds. Doors open. Dreams become clearer. Old patterns begin to break. But there's a catch. If you ignore this vibration, if you drown it in artificial sound, distraction, toxic environments, it will fade. And when it fades, the soul forgets its origin. That's when people become numb, lost, disassociated from their path. So here's your task. Find your tone. Use it daily, even once. You don't need a stage. You don't need perfection. You just need presence. Chant it softly before bed. Hum it during walks. Let it guide your breath in meditation. And watch what happens. Your nervous system relaxes. Your thoughts slow. You begin to feel familiar in your own body again, like coming home. Now whisper aloud or write it below. I have remembered my sound. Let others hear your declaration. Let the chorus of awakened tones begin to rise. A symphony of souls vibrating in remembrance. Because together, we become a field of resonance, a field that remembers the ancient name of humanity. This is not metaphor. This is not poetry. There is a river of luminous intelligence flowing inside you, and when it moves, it changes everything. They never taught you this in school, that your body is not just nerves and blood and tissue. It is a sacred conduit, a vessel designed to carry not just nutrients, but light. In the Vedic system, it is known as Sushumna Nadi, the central energy channel that runs from the base of the spine to the crown. The Taoists call it the thrusting channel, the sacred axis
language,
around which the
before
entire energy
identity,
body rotates.
your
The
soul
Egyptians
had a
spoke in veiled
sound,
metaphors, the
a
jade
pure
pillar,
vibration,
symbolizing the
and it is
stable
calling you
spine
back.
that carried
We
divine
live
resurrection.
in a world of words,
And in the secret mystery schools,
labels,
it was called simply
definitions.
the staff of God.
You are this,
This channel hidden
they are
within the
that.
spinal column
You
carries more
have
than energy.
a name.
It carries memory,
But is
the
it
memory
truly
of who
yours?
you were before the
Because
world
long before
forgot
you were spoken into
And
form
when
by your
this channel
parents,
awakens,
you were sung into
when the
existence by
liquid
the
light
universe,
begins to rise,
and that song,
you remember,
that vibration,
not through thought,
still
but through
echoes
vibration.
through your being.
Here is how
In
you
ancient
begin.
Sumeria, it was
Sit
called the
upright.
Shem.
Imagine
a
a
tonal
golden
signature
thread
given
glowing,
only
steady
to the
running
gods.
from the base
In
of your
Egypt,
spine
initiates
up to the
would
top of your
chant their
skull.
Ren,
Now
or
take a
true
breath,
name, in sacred
feel the breath
tones during
moving up
rites
that
of
golden line.
transfiguration.
Inhale
And in
from
India,
root to
the
crown.
sages taught that each
Exhale from
soul
crown
has
to
a
root.
Bij mantra,
Do this slowly,
a seed
with
sound
reverence.
that contains
On
the
third
blueprint
breath,
of their
imagine
essence.
liquid light
What if
like
you could
warm
remember
gold,
yours?
or silver
What
starlight
if,
moving
hidden
gently up
beneath
that
the
inner
noise
line?
of your daily mind,
Feel it.
there's a
Don't force it.
vibration unique
Let
to
it
you,
rise naturally.
waiting to be reawakened.
You may feel tingling at the base of the
I felt mine
spine.
once.
You may feel
It
warmth at
wasn't
the
a
back of
word.
the neck.
It wasn't even a
You may
clear
feel
sound.
pressure,
It was more like
movement,
a pulse,
even emotion.
a resonance.
This is
that
the
made my
light
spine
remembering
ring like
its
a tuning
path.
fork.
You are not
Tears
visualizing.
came. Not
You are
from
activating.
sadness,
This light is the
but
true
from
alchemical fluid,
recognition.
the elixir,
This is me,
the philosopher's
I
mercury.
thought.
Not
Not
a
my
chemical,
story,
but a frequency.
not my
And
personality.
here's the key. This light
But
follows
me,
attention.
as
Where your
energy,
awareness goes,
as
the
frequency.
light flows. So if you
You
become
don't need to
scattered,
search for your sound.
distracted,
It's already inside you.
reactive, the river slows.
You just need to listen.
But when you are centered,
Let's
devoted,
begin.
present,
Place both
the river
hands
begins to
over
rise.
your heart.
And when it rises,
Close your eyes.
spine becomes
Breathe
a pillar of
deeply
awareness.
into your chest.
Your thoughts clear.
Long,
Your intuition
slow,
sharpens.
and full.
Your dreams become
Now,
messages.
hum.
And your
A
body,
simple,
your very
steady
presence,
tone.
begins to
No
radiate
melody,
something
no
different.
language.
People
Let
will
the
notice.
sound vibrate
They won't know
inside your
what's
chest.
changed,
Do
but
it
they'll feel it.
again.
They'll feel you.
And
that's when the
again.
deeper work begins.
Change the pitch.
Because the rising
slightly
of the light
higher,
is not the end.
lower,
It is the beginning.
until something
Once it
clicks.
reaches the heart,
until one of
it
those tones
unlocks
makes your
compassion
skin
beyond
ripple, your
personality.
throat open,
Once
your
it
eyes
reaches the
soften.
throat, it awakens
That's the doorway.
truth that cannot
Stay
be
there.
silenced.
Hum it again.
Once it touches the third eye,
And listen.
it burns away
That is
illusion.
your resonant
And once
name.
it spills out the crown,
It may not be a
you become
word,
a lighthouse for
it
others
may not be
still wandering
recognizable,
in the dark.
but
this
it
is
is
sacred,
real. And
and it
when you
comes
hum
with
it,
warnings.
chant it,
If you try to
sing
force
it,
this light with
you
breath
call
work,
yourself back.
with psychedelics,
This is what the ancients
with
meant when they
ego,
said,
it can overload
speak
the
your
circuit.
true name, and the
Headaches,
gates shall
insomnia,
open. Because
emotional
energy
collapse.
recognizes
These
energy.
are signs you've opened too
The
quickly.
universe
Slow
hears your
down.
frequency
Honor
and
the rhythm.
responds.
Let
Doors
the light rise
open!
as a gift, not a goal.
Dreams become
Now,
clearer.
Speak this
Old
aloud,
patterns begin to
or in
break.
your heart.
But
I
there's
allow
a
the sacred
catch.
light to rise
If you
within
ignore
me.
this vibration,
And if you felt even a ripple,
if you drown it in
even
artificial
a flicker
sound,
of movement, declare it.
distraction,
Comment
toxic
below.
environments,
The liquid light has
it
begun
will
to
fade.
rise.
And when it
Let
fades,
that declaration ripple
the
across
soul
the field.
forgets its origin.
Let others feel
That's
your
when people
ignition
become numb,
and remember their own.
lost,
Because when your spine becomes the
disassociated from their
staff of
path.
light,
So here's
you
your
no longer
task.
carry your past.
Find
You
your
carry
tone.
your destiny.
Use it
You want to
daily.
awaken. You want
Even
the fire,
once.
the
You don't
vision,
need a
the bliss.
stage.
But there is
You
a
don't
gatekeeper,
need perfection.
and its
You just
name
need presence.
is shadow.
Chant it
This is the
softly
part
before
most
bed.
light workers
Hum
don't
it during
talk about.
walks. Let
Because
it
it's not
guide your
beautiful.
breath in meditation.
It's not marketable.
And watch what
It's
happens.
uncomfortable, messy.
Your nervous system
real.
relaxes.
Every ancient
Your
alchemist
thoughts.
knew, before gold, there is
Slow,
rot.
you begin
Before
to feel
ascension,
familiar
there is
in your own
descent.
body again.
In the emerald tablet of
Like
Hermes,
coming home.
it is written,
Now
the
whisper
sun must
aloud.
pass through the underworld to
or
rise.
write it below.
That underworld
I have remembered
is
my
inside
sound.
you.
Let
You
others
may have
hear
already
your
felt it.
declaration.
Just as you
Let
began
the
to
chorus
meditate,
of awakened tones
a
begin
flood
to
of
rise.
sadness appeared.
A
Just
symphony
when
of
your breath
souls
deepened,
vibrating in remembrance.
An old memory surfaced, one you had
Because
buried.
together
As
we
soon
become
as the energy began
a
to
field,
rise, so did
a
your
field
resistance.
of
This is not a
resonance,
mistake.
A field
This
that
is the
remembers
alchemy
the
of the
ancient
shadow.
name
Because
of humanity.
buried in your unconscious
not
in the
metaphor.
basement of your being
This is not
are all
poetry.
the things
There is
you
a
were
river of
never
luminous
allowed to
intelligence
feel.
flowing inside
Grief
you,
you had to swallow.
and when it moves,
Shame
it
you
changes
pretended
everything.
didn't exist.
They never taught
Anger
you this
you
in school.
redirected
That your
inward.
body is not
Guilt
just
that was
nerves
never
and
yours
blood
to
and
carry.
tissue. It is
These
a
are the energetic
sacred
blocks in your
conduit.
system.
A
They
vessel
don't just sit there.
designed to
They
carry
shape your
not
frequency.
just nutrients,
They distort your resonance.
but light.
And when the universe
in the
begins
Vedic
to
system,
awaken you,
it is known
when the true
as
signs
Sashamna,
appear,
Nadi,
these blocks rise to the
central energy
surface
channel
like smoke,
that runs from the
escaping
base
from
of
a
the
fire
spine
that's
to
finally
the
been
crown.
lit.
The
You'll
Taoists
feel it
call
as
it the thrusting
Sudden
channel,
exhaustion,
the sacred axis
asterisk,
around which the entire energy
mood
body
swings,
rotates. The
asterisk,
Egyptians
dreams of
spoke in
childhood,
veiled metaphors.
asterisk,
The
emotional
Jed pillar pillar,
flashbacks,
symbolizing
random
the stable
irritability.
spine
This is
that
not you
carried divine
regressing.
resurrection.
This is you
And
detoxing.
in the secret mystery
the fire
schools,
is rising,
it
and
was
the
called
shadow cannot
simply
stay. Let me
the
be clear.
staff of God.
This is sacred.
This channel,
In the Tibetan
hidden within the
tradition,
spinal
there's a
column,
practice called
carries
chod,
more
where
than
the initiate
energy.
literally invites
It
their
carries
demons
memory,
to the feast,
the
not
memory
to
of who
fight
you
them,
were before
but
the
to
world
feed them
forgot
love.
you. And when
In
this
alchemical
channel
language, this is
awakens,
called nigredo, the blackening
when
stage,
the liquid light
where all
begins to
impurities
rise.
are revealed so they can be transformed.
You remember?
And in
Not
the
through
Egyptian
thought,
rites, initiates
but through
were placed in
vibration.
pitch-black chambers underground
Here is how
for
you
days to
begin.
confront their
Sit
deepest fears
up
before
right.
receiving any light.
Imagine
Because
a golden
only
thread,
those who face the darkness
glowing,
without running
steady,
are ready to
running
hold
from the
light
base of your
without
spine
burning.
up to the top
Let's
of your
do
skull.
something now.
Now,
Sit
take a
with a
breath
straight spine.
and feel
Close
the breath
your eyes.
moving up.
Place
that
your left
golden
hand
line.
on your heart.
Inhale.
Right hand
From
on
root
your belly.
to crown.
And simply ask,
Exhale.
what am I
From
afraid
crown
to
to
feel?
root.
Pause.
Do
Let
this
the answer
slowly
arise.
with reverence.
It may come as a word,
On the third breath,
a sensation,
imagine liquid
a
light,
memory.
like
Don't
warm
run.
gold
Don't
or
analyze.
silver starlight,
Just breathe into
moving
it.
gently
and then
up
say,
that inner line.
I am willing to feel
it.
so I can be free.
Don't force
Tears
it.
may come.
Let it rise
silence.
naturally.
Or
You may
a
feel
deep
tingling at the
exhale,
base of the
as if
spine.
your soul is
You may
saying,
feel warmth at the
finally.
back of the neck.
This is how
may
you transmute
feel
shadow
pressure,
into light. Not
movement,
Videniel. Not
even
by
emotion.
bypassing.
This
but by facing,
is the light,
feeling,
remembering
freeing.
its path.
And when you do this,
You
even once
are
your
not
frequency
visualizing.
changes,
You
the light
are
moves
activating.
deeper.
This
The
light
spine
is the
hums
true
clearer.
alchemical
The
fluid.
fire ascends without
The
friction,
elixir, the
because your
philosophers,
body is no longer full
Mercury.
of secrets.
not
It
a
becomes
chemical,
a vessel for truth.
but a
So if this
frequency.
resonates,
And
if you felt the weight
here's
of something
the key.
rising to be
This
released,
light
comment
follows
below.
attention.
I
Where
am
your awareness
transmuting
goes,
the shadow. I
the
welcome
light
the alchemy.
flows.
Let others
So if
know
you
this
become
path is
scattered,
not just light and bliss.
distracted,
It's
reactive,
courage, it's depth,
the river slows.
it's devotion.
But when
And
you are
in that
centered,
devotion, we
devoted,
become indestructible.
present,
It
the
isn't
river
spoken.
begins to rise.
It isn't shouted.
And
It
when
doesn't appear on
rises,
screens
your
or in
spine
songs.
becomes a
The
pillar
truth
of
speaks from one
awareness.
place, only the sacred
Your
silence
thoughts
within you.
clear.
There is
Your
a sound behind
intuition
sound. We explored it
sharpens.
earlier, the nada.
Your dreams
the
become
unstruck
messages,
But
and
now,
your body,
we go deeper,
your very
beyond the sound
presence,
itself, to
begins
the place it
radiate
emerges
something
from. Silence.
different.
Not just the
People
absence
will
of
notice.
noise,
They
but
won't
a
know
presence
what's
that holds all
changed.
things. The ancients
But they'll
revered
feel
this
it.
silence. In
They'll
Tibet,
feel
they
you.
called it
And that's
Mahasunyata,
when the deeper
great
work
void,
begins.
fertile
Because the
and
rising
awake.
of the light
In the
is
Kabbalistic
not
tree,
the end.
it is the Ein
It
Sof,
is the beginning.
the infinite
Once it reaches the
unknown from
heart,
which all
it unlocks
light
compassion
pours.
beyond
In Christian
personality.
mysticism,
Once it reaches
the
the
Desert
throat,
Fathers
it
sought
awakens
it in
truth that
caves,
cannot be
saying,
silenced.
in silence,
Once it touches the
the
third
soul
eye,
meets the
it burns
whisper
away
of God.
illusion. And
But
once
today,
it spills out the crown,
silence is
you
feared,
become a lighthouse for
escapade,
others still wandering
drowned
in the dark.
distraction. People
But
fill
this
every pause
is
with
sacred,
sound.
and it
Every
comes
stillness
with
with
warnings.
scrolling. They
If
don't
you try
realize
to force this light,
they are running from the very
with
portal
brief
that leads
work,
them home.
with
You
psychedelics,
cannot fake this
with
silence.
ego,
You cannot
it can
achieve
overload
it.
the circuit.
You surrender
Headaches,
into it. And when
insomnia,
you do, you begin to hear
emotional
things you've
collapse.
forgotten.
These
You
are
begin to
signs
feel
you've
a
opened too
presence
quickly.
behind your own awareness.
Slow down.
That is the field. That
Honor
is
the
source.
rhythm. Let
That
the
is
light
voice
rise
that
as a
speaks
gift,
not in words, but
not
in
a
realization.
goal. Now,
Let's practice.
speak this
You
aloud
do not need
or in your
music.
heart.
You do
I
not
allow
need
the sacred
incense.
light to rise
You just
within
need
me.
presence.
And if you've
Sit.
felt even a
Breathe
ripple,
once. Let
even
the
a
breath
flicker
go.
of movement,
Now do nothing.
declare
No
it.
mantra.
Comment
No intention.
below.
Just
The
awareness.
liquid light has begun to rise.
awareness.
Let that declaration
thoughts
ripple
arise,
across the
let
field.
them float
Let others
high.
feel your
You
ignition.
are the sky. They
And
are
remember
clouds.
their own.
If emotion
because when your
arises,
spine becomes the staff
let
of
it
light,
pass through.
you no
You are
longer
not
carry
the storm.
your past.
You are the space it
carry
moves through.
your
Now,
destiny.
in this silence,
You want to
listen.
awaken?
Not
You
with
want the
ears,
fire?
with your
the
being.
vision?
There may
the
come a
bliss?
flicker,
But there is a
message,
gatekeeper.
a memory,
and
a
its
soft
name
recognition,
is shadow.
or nothing.
This
That
is the part
nothing
most light workers
is
don't
everything.
talk about.
In that
because
nothing,
it's not
your nervous
beautiful.
system begins to repattern.
It's not
Your frequency
marketable.
recalibrates to
It's
source.
uncomfortable.
And in
messy,
time, days,
real.
weeks, even seconds,
Every
the truth
ancient
arrives.
alchemist knew.
You won't hear it like
Before
a voice.
gold,
You'll
there
know
is
it.
rot. Before
Suddenly,
ascension,
the thing
there
you
is
were
descent.
confused about
In the Emerald
becomes
Tablet
clear.
of Hermes,
Suddenly,
it is
the
written,
choice you couldn't
the
make
sun
becomes
must
obvious.
pass through
Suddenly,
the underworld
the
to
fear you
rise.
held
That underworld
dissolves. This
is
is why
inside you.
silence is so dangerous
you may have
to
already
systems
felt
of
it,
control.
just as you began to
because
meditate.
a silent
a flood
mind
of sadness
is a free
appeared.
mind.
Just when your
and
breath
a free
deepened,
mind
an
cannot
old
be
memory
manipulated.
surfaced.
Here is a truth many
One
won't tell you.
you had buried.
You don't need answers.
As soon as the energy
You need
began
silence.
to rise.
And in that silence,
So did your
the answers
resistance.
find you.
This
I'm-
is not
That's why the
a
true
mistake.
masters speak
This
less.
is the
They
alchemy
carry
of the
silence
shadow.
in their aura.
Because buried in your
Because
unconscious,
silence is not emptiness.
in the
It's a
basement basement
presence
of
too
your
large
being
for words.
are
So
all the
now,
things you were
speak
never
this not
allowed to
aloud,
feel.
but silently,
Grief
from the center
you
of
had
your
to
being,
swallow.
I
Shame
return
you
to the
pretended
silence where I am
didn't
whole.
exist.
And if you felt something,
Anger you
even a
redirected
flicker, a
inward.
peace, a tear,
Guilt that was never
comment
yours
below.
to carry.
I
These
have found the
are
sacred
the
silence.
energetic blocks.
Let others know
in
they
your
are not
system.
alone
They
in
don't
this
just sit
quiet
there.
awakening. Because
They
in the
shape your
stillness,
frequency.
we meet each
They
other again.
distort
Not as
your
names
resonance.
or
And when the
roles,
universe begins to
but as
awaken you,
vibrations remembering
the
the
true
song
signs
we
appear.
once sang together.
these blocks
One
rise
more
to the
section
surface like
remains,
smoke escaping from
and
a
it is the
fireball.
convergence
Finally,
of everything
Ben
you've
lit.
awakened so far.
You'll feel it as
If you are still here,
sudden exhaustion,
it is because
mood
something
swings,
ancient
dreams of
inside you has
childhood,
remembered.
emotional flashbacks,
This was
random
never just a
irritability.
video.
This is not you
This was a
regressing.
return,
This is
a
you
reconnection,
detoxing. The
a
fire is
reactivation
rising,
of what was
and the
sealed
shadow
long
cannot
ago.
stay. Let me
This
be
is
clear.
not the end.
This
is the
sacred.
completion of a circle,
In the Tibetan tradition,
a sacred cycle
there's a
passed down
practice
through
called
fire,
chit, where
breath,
the initiate
sound,
literally invites their
silence,
demons to the
and
feast.
vibration. You
Not
have
to
crossed
fight
the
them,
thresholds that few
but
dare
to
to
feed
even
them
look at.
love.
You
In
have felt the
alchemical
call
language,
and
this
answered
is
it.
called
And
negredo,
now you stand
the
inside
blackening
the circle.
stage,
You may
where
not see
all
it, but it
impurities are
surrounds you an
revealed
invisible
so
field,
they can be
a
transformed.
vibrational ring
And
of
in the
truth
Egyptian
presence.
rites,
It is made of
initiates
every
were
breath you
placed in
took with
pitch-black
awareness,
chambers
every hum,
underground
every silence,
4 days
every release.
to confront their
You are
deepest
inside the
fears
circle of
before
alchemy,
receiving
and
any
here
light,
is what no one
because only
tells
those
you.
who face the
Once you
darkness
activate
without
this
running
field, you are
are
no
ready to
longer
hold
just
the
an
light
individual.
without burning.
You are a node
Let's do something
in a greater
now.
web, a
Sit
transmitter,
with a
a
straight
carrier
spine.
of ancient
Close your
frequencies
eyes.
returning to
Place
this
your
earth,
left
not through
hand
books
on your
or
heart,
temples, but through
right
you.
hand on
The
your
shamans
belly,
of the Andes
and
say,
simply
the
ask,
prophecy is not about one savior
what
returning.
am I
It
afraid
is about many
to
awakening
feel?
at once.
Pause.
You are one of them.
Let
And the signs
the
you've received, the
answer
numbers, the
arise.
dreams,
It
the
may come as a
chills,
word,
the whispers, they
a
weren't
sensation,
coincidences.
a memory.
They were invitations,
Don't
and you accepted.
run. Don't
That's why
analyze.
your body feels different
Just
now.
breathe into it.
That's why
And
your
then say,
perception has sharpened.
I am willing to
That's
feel.
why, even in stillness,
So I can be free.
something inside you continues to hum.
Tears may
The
come,
circle of alchemy is not
or
physical.
silence,
It is
or
vibrational, and it
a
expands
deep
the more we
exhale,
share it.
as if
When
your
one
soul
voice
is
chants,
saying,
the field ripples.
finally.
When one
This
person
is how
breathes
you
with
transmute
intention,
shadow
the collective
into
light
light.
brightens.
Not
When
by
one
denial,
soul heals,
not by
10
bypassing,
more remember
but by
their
facing,
own power. You are now
feeling,
part of that frequency.
freeing.
And as you move forward,
And when you do this,
you'll notice,
even
asterisk,
once,
people are drawn
your
to you
frequency
without
changes.
knowing why.
The light moves
Asterisk
deeper.
animals, children, and the sensitive
spine
will feel
hums
your
clear.
shift.
The fire
Asterisk
ascends without
synchronicities
friction,
will increase.
because your body is no longer
Asterisk.
full of secrets.
And in times of
It
doubt,
becomes a vessel
the
for
silence
truth.
will offer answers.
So if this resonates,
This is not superstition.
if you've
it is
felt
energy
the
law.
weight
Resonance
of something rising
attracts
to be
resonance.
released, comment
Truth
below.
pulls truth
I am
into
transmuting
orbit. The
the
awakened
shadow.
magnetize.
I welcome the
awakening.
alchemy.
And
Let
so
others
now,
know
the
this
circle
path is not just
complete.
light and bliss.
But there is one
it's
last
courage.
thing, perhaps, the most
It's
important.
depth.
You are not meant
It's
to hold this
devotion.
alone.
And
Just
in
as
that
the ancient initiates passed on
devotion,
chants,
we become
breath patterns,
indestructible.
glyphs, and secrets, you too are meant to carry and transmit this light. And how do you do that? Not with preaching, not with pride, but with presence, with quiet confidence, with sacred breath, with how you move through the world slowly, consciously, awake. And yes, by joining the field with others, this channel, this space, this sanctuary we are creating together, it is not entertainment. It is a temple of resonance. So if this journey has stirred something ancient inside you, if you've cried, breathed, hummed, or simply felt something shift, then mark this moment. Comment below, I am in the circle. The alchemy lives in me. Let your presence ripple outward. Let others feel it and be pulled toward their own awakening. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel, not as a digital act, but as a sacred offering, as a signal to the field that says, I am here, I am awake, I am part of the circle. Share this video with those who are ready, because sharing sacred knowledge is not marketing, it is the final stage of initiation. When the circle grows, the light expands, and when the light expands, the ancient ones rejoice, because the alchemy that once lived in hidden temples now lives in you. Welcome back. Initiate. The circle is sealed.